Welcome back. This is our election special Road to Lok Sabha 2024. India's political landscape hasn't exactly set any benchmarks as far as electoral barbs and speeches are concerned. But even by those standards, the potshots, the mockery and verbal attacks have only intensified in the last few days, at least, as the campaigning for the first phase of election ends. And political parties are jostling for every inch of advantage that they can manage. Prime Minister was in the Northeast today. Rahul Gandhi shuttled between a presser with Akhilesh and his rallies in Karnataka. In fact, Rahul Gandhi and Akhilesh held a joint press conference for the first time this season. Mamata Banerjee was busy wooing voters in Assam and assuring them that she will repeal CAA if voted to power and a guarantee of no NRC. In fact, there was a TMC manifesto also which was released today with freebies being part of it. But though they are in different corners of the nation, what united these fierce opponents were their stinging remarks and jibes that have been free-flowing these past days. Let's just look at some of them. Let's start with what the opposition has said. Rahul Gandhi from the Congress, who said, I think BJP will win 150 seats. Prime Minister is the champion of corruption. But even as Rahul Gandhi himself said this today, that BJP may just about win 150, it's interesting because Siddaramaiah, the Karnataka Chief Minister, went on to say 220 seats. Well, Congress doesn't seem to be very sure about which seat, but nonetheless, this is what Rahul Gandhi has said. BJP has become the go-down of the corrupt. Lie and loot has become their slogan. Lying is their identity. Akhilesh Yadav from the Samajwadi Party said this. There will be no democracy if Modi wins. It will be one man, one code and one food. Mamata Banerjee, who also promised that there will be no NRC, as well as the CAA will be repealed. Prime Minister Modi is the biggest problem in the country. He's always thinking about dividing people. Prime Minister Modi is indulging in cheap and separatist politics. That's MK Stalin from the DMK, the Chief Minister of Tamil Nadu, of course. Let's look at what Prime Minister Modi and some other leaders as well from the ruling party have spoken.
सीट्स का प्रेडिक्शन तो नहीं करता हूं, जनरल बात कह सकता हूं कि बीजेपी को मुझे लग रहा था 15-20 दिन पहले कि 180 से 180 तक जाएंगे, अब मुझे लग रहा है 150 तक जाएंगे। हर स्टेट में हमें रिपोर्ट मिल रही है कि हमारा चुनाव इंप्रूव कर रहा है और अंडर करंट है। जहां तक गठबंधन की बात है, यूपी गठबंधन की बात है, बड़ा पावरफुल गठबंधन है और बहुत अच्छा परफॉर्मेंस होगा हमारा उत्तर प्रदेश में।
And what's Narendra Modi spoken? The Prime Minister of India, Congress's Yuvraj will seek votes in Kerala but won't speak for their rights. They are forming an India bloc as they know Modi is ending their loot. Leftists left in Bengal in bad shape and are now doing the same to Kerala. What has Amit Shah said, the Home Minister of India? Opposition leaders work for their kin, not the public. Rajnath Singh, Defence Minister. While BJP says nation first, DMK says family first. DMK's treatment of Jayalalitha reveals their true nature. Let's listen in.
இப்படி மக்களை பிளவுபடுத்த சிந்திக்கிறதுல 1% ஆவது மக்களுக்கு நல்லது செய்ய சிந்திச்சிருக்கிறாரா மோடி அவர்கள்? சிந்திச்சிருந்தா நாடு இந்த நிலைமைக்கு வந்திருக்குமா? வாழ்க்கையில போராட்டங்கள் இருக்கும். ஆனால் பிரதமர் மோடி ஆட்சியில எல்லா தரப்பு மக்களுமே போராட்டமே வாழ்க்கை ஆயிடுச்சு. தனி மனிதர்கள் தொடங்கி மாநிலங்கள் வர எல்லோரையும் தங்களுடைய அடிப்படை உரிமைகளுக்காக கூட போராட வச்சிருக்காரு. 12 ஆண்டு காலம்.
And I'm being joined at this point by Pradeep Maur, BJP leader. Dr. Pooja Tripathi, who's a Congress spokesperson. And I'm also being joined by political analyst Gargi Nandini Roy. And I'm also hoping that we are going to be getting another opposition voice as well on this panel real soon. But to you first, Dr. Pooja Tripathi, what are we really looking at this point? First stage of campaigning has ended. I'm giving you the right to respond first as well in this, because Rahul Gandhi says 150, Siddaramaiah says 220.
So Sneha, Rahul Gandhi initially said 180, which is something close to Siddaramaiah's figure, and now he is saying 150, which is quite true when we see the first phase of Lok Sabha elections that's going into polls. You see, 129 seats are up for grabs in the south, and BJP has something around 29 out of 129 seats. Sneha, World Cup was just around the corner. I'll just put up an example here. Our team was on very strong form. It was a formidable force. It was, expected to win. But have you ever seen Virat Kohli or Rohit Sharma claiming कि मैं 200 मारूंगा and will win the World Cup? No. How is this confidence of Bharatiya Janata Party saying will reach 370, our NDA partners will reach 400 par? How is this coming through when there is a huge undercurrent? We saw the Lok Niti CSDS survey where 62% people say unemployment is the biggest issue. So where is this confidence coming from after the massive corruption you went through in the name of electoral bonds, after you've thrown the country into the throngs of heavy unemployment? 82% of youth are unemployed. We are seeing the backbreaking inflation that's in the country. And then they claim that, and look at the political discourse when Stalin says they'll take us back to 200 years. This is where we wanted Modi ji to talk about money. We wanted Modi ji to talk about Mahila Suraksha. We wanted Modi ji to talk about Mehungai. But Modi ji is talking about mutton, machli and Mughal. He had 10 years of his governance, report card governance to give in his political rallies. But what he's saying, Sawan mein mutton khate hain, ye machli khate hain, Navratra mein. This is the political discourse the opposition has reduced to. Coming to Mamta ji's claim, she is not at all wrong when she's saying that democracy is gonna be finished when they come up for the third power. We see hounding the opposition leaders, putting them in jail, and whitewashing conveniently those who
allow to go to the other panelists, and we'll come to you. Pradeep Maur, how do you respond to what Dr. Pooja Tripathi is saying?
Look, first of all,
the top leaders today making some very scathing statements against Prime Minister Modi.
Yeah, I heard that press conference of Rahul Gandhi, the joint press conference rather. And in that press conference, what I felt was Rahul Gandhi and his co-partner, whatever, these people are quite obsessed with BJP. Right. Every time, I mean, what they are doing is they are talking only about BJP. They should have talking about themselves. If they are going for a press conference for the elections, ultimately they should have something to talk. When the media people ask them a question about that, what is your common manifesto? But ultimately, everybody knows that they are making a coalition, not to form a government on their own. They are planning that if some miracle happens, then also they will be forming a coalition government. So in that condition, they should have come up with a common manifesto. If there is no common manifesto, whatever you claim, whatever you talk to the people that I'll throw this money, I mean, it is something like, just talking and throwing the freebie. As far as this Pooja ji is concerned, she was saying 80% of the youth are unemployed. What rubbish? I mean, at least she should have, checked her data. This is what the problem is. Say 3.68% employment is there in India. No. They do not have any data. They do not have any figures. They do not understand economy. They're just talking. They do not have anything and no proof about electoral bond. If court says that electoral bonds are to be wiped off, it should not be used right now. There should be some rectification that needs to be done in the electoral bond in future. Then only you can apply it. That doesn't mean that there is a corruption case against BJP. This is not a corruption at all. This is just an instrument. If there was a case against the checks, if there was a case against the cash, the similar kind of issues which were raised on electoral bonds could have been there on check and cash also. Right. So there is no case against BJP, nothing against BJP. They are just talking. And the best part is they're continuously talking about Bharatiya Janata Party. They are so obsessed with Manya Pradhan Mantri Narendra Modi ji. They are continuously talking about them. They do not
No,
have
what
any
else will
plans.
they
They do
talk
not have
about?
any plans for them.
What else will they
What
talk
are
about?
going
They
to do
have
for
to
the
talk about
economy.
Bharatiya
Look,
Janata Party only,
did
no,
Rahul
Pradeep
Gandhi
Mawar.
say a single word? How will he take India to top 3 economies in the world? Did he have any word? Nothing. है He is talking about unemployment. How will he eradicate unemployment? Let Rahul Gandhi come to me. I'll talk to him. I mean, it will be impossible for him.
So, Dr.
Because
Pooja, do
he
you
is
want
the
to
person who
respond
doesn't have
to
any
this?
plans.
That BJP is saying you're talking about democracy worsening when the largest democracy in India is going to be holding its biggest elections. If you're going to say that democracy is going to end the fact that these elections are being held the way it is, the BJP is saying it's a testimony to our longest surviving democracy history of the largest country.
I totally
In
agree,
terms of
Sneha,
following the
the
democratic
longest
processes
week.
itself. Mother of
I have
democracy, as the
full
BJP has been saying it repeatedly.
No, Sneha, I have full trust in the democratic process. I have full trust in India being the biggest democracy. But look at the way they are doing. Election Commission asked X to pull down 4 Twitter posts, one of which talked about electoral bonds. They have stopped YouTube channels and they have demonetized the YouTube channels that are talking about EVM manipulation. Is this the kind of free and fair electoral game that we are presenting to the country? The freezing of accounts, the hounding of opposition leader, the absolute disruption of federal structure that's going on in country. This is the kind of federal structure that we plan to give to the country? And that's what opposition leaders say mean when they say. And talking about my fellow BJP spokesperson, this is the ILO report which says 83% of youth among India is jobless. I'll send it to you. Please read it and please update your facts. And I'm very happy that you actually accepted on national television that country is facing massive unemployment crisis with 62%, and among which 83% are youth. Let me correct you that. So, Sneha, when we say the election
Gargi
commission
Nandini.
should give a level
Gargi
playing field,
Nandi Roy. No, hold on. Gargi Nandi Roy, look at what's happened right now. Just today, X has come out and publicly said, we stand for freedom of speech. Election Commission asking some posts to be taken down. It's against freedom of speech. I mean, there's no one to preach to us what freedom of speech is. That is not required. We have a constitution very clearly saying what is freedom of speech. But here you have Elon Musk and the X platform coming up and saying we do not believe in taking down posts. But because the EC has asked for takedown of posts, the word they have used, takedown of posts, we are doing it.
Okay, thank you for calling and सबको हार्दिक शुभकामनाएं रामनवमी की. I'll come to it. See, people who are talking about freedom of speech today, like Congress and Trinamool, it appalls me. They have crushed it like anything. See, freedom of speech does not mean that you will give misinformation or fake news. You will propagate something which is false. And Congress is talking about freedom of speech. They have a history of crushing freedom of speech. From Nehru to Mr. Indira Gandhi. Majru Sultanpuri was jailed for 2 years for writing a post on Nehru ji. Hridaynath Mangeshkar was sacked from All India Radio because he had made a musical composition to an iconic poem of Veer Savarkar. They are the party which imposed emergency in this country and a party which does not have internal democracy. That's why all good, bright spokespersons are coming out. That's why we are seeing Pooja ji today, because all good, jo bright the, Shahzad se bolo, Gaurav Balla, everybody, why are they coming out? And recently, Pramod Krishnan was sacked from Congress party.
Listen, I don't need to commend any spokesperson here, but I don't think Dr. Pooja Tripathi is any less right. I don't think that is what, I mean, you would have seen her otherwise or not. That is not the point. And I don't need to comment her.
I'm not talking about her.
I'll send my
I'm not talking about her. I'm saying that how they do not have internal democracy. Pramod Krishnan, why did you expel Pramod Krishnan? Because he invited the Prime Minister of the country. Don't say Modi ji is everybody's Prime Minister, and they are abusing Modi ji.
All right, Dr. Pooja Tripathi, do you want to respond to what they're saying? A valid question that everybody is asking: why is there an exodus of spokespersons of Congress person even as the campaigning? No, I get your point, Ms. Gargi.
No internal democracy.
You can call me less
I'll
bright next time,
let me
but please don't compare me to
add a
Acharya
little.
Pramod
Okay.
Krishnan. Please, I'll send you my CV, I'll send you my educational qualification, I'll send you
Pramod
my work
Krishnan, I'm not
which
comparing you.
spans
He was
across.
expelled because he invited
I
the
think you
Prime
can be a
Minister.
better judge of a person I'm a bright or not, and that's not on you, that's on my party. So please don't make personal jibes, and please don't compare me to Acharya Pramod Krishnan. It's a personal
I'm
request.
not
I may
making
be
personal
bright,
jab.
less
I'm
bright, or
not comparing you.
brighter.
You are
All right. Okay.
shifting the goalpost. I'm not
As a
comparing
spokesperson,
you with anybody. I'm
everyone
talking
there
about
to
internal
judge
democracy in Congress
I'm
party.
not saying
It is
that.
ruled by
Okay,
one
okay,
family.
okay. All right,
You
all right.
tomorrow you
Okay.
say anything to your
Miss
leader, which
Gargi
he does
as
not
well as
agree, you
Dr.
will be
Pooja,
out.
allow
Dr.
me
Tripathi,
to settle
there is
both
no
of you
internal
down.
democracy.
Allow me to settle both of you down. No, all right, all right. We've given the rebuttal to that one point that was there. Dr. Pooja, now do you want to take the point that she was making, that why is there an exodus of spokespersons?
See, Sneha, to be very frank, there's a line in Hindi which I
And
want
it's
to
not
repeat
one or
again.
two. Let's take it. It's not just one or two.
These are the biggest opportunists. Speaking of Gaurav Vallam, who happens to be very favorite of Ms. Gargi Nandini Roy, he contested elections from Jharkhand against the sitting chief minister. He contested elections from Rajasthan, and now he wanted Rajya Sabha. The party is in a crisis. We are facing the biggest political crisis as a party and as a nation too. You don't want to contribute there. You want to safely contest three elections from three different states, go to Rajya Sabha, have a Kashi politics, and then अचानक से you woke up. Deep respect for Vijender Singh that way. He said, मैं उठा, मुझे लगा कि मैं गलत जगह पे हूँ, तो मैंने change कर लिया. Then these people are invoking of Sanatan Dharma. Who among Gaurav Vallabh and Rohan Gupta, I'm asking them publicly, when did you visit Ram Mandir? Since January 2022, give me the date and your flight ticket. Congress never said don't go. The representation of Uttar Pradesh Congress went there, paid there, and came back. It was an individual capacity. Our Himachal Pradesh MLA Vikramaditya Singh went there. So these people are biggest opportunists who bring nothing to the table, and they just conveniently shift goalposts, and I don't think they would be of much use there in the opposite party too. So जो कल के जाते हैं आज चले जाए, they are fearful. They think they want to have just the good the days of being in power and not struggle and not not work for the party. They're very welcome to go. The party is very, very enthusiastic with its cadres that stay with us for years. And we may have a lesser, brighter spokespersons like me who will fight till the last breath for party on the national debates.
Pradeep Maur, do you want to respond to what Dr. Pooja Tripathi has spoken?
Yeah, Pooja Tripathi just now said she's going to fight till the last breath. That seems that her party itself is taking the last breath in this elections. That is why she mentioned that. Actually, she was talking about ILA report. I have gone through that. That's what I said. Congress people have a lot of issues understanding the data. They do not understand. ILO report, in fact, says that they are calculating the global unemployment rate and comparing it with the Indian unemployment rate. So what is there in the denominator and what is there in the numerator? That has to be multiplied by 100, and they do not understand that. They just came up with the data, 80%, good. Now we have something to say. This is what is happening. This is what is happening with Rahul Gandhi also. Rahul Gandhi and these people, they are not going to the depth of it. They do not have any figures. They do not have any plans how they are going to take India forward, how they are planning the economic system of the India. Just implement some, talk about some freebies, just run away with it and talk rubbish over here. That's it on the channel.
Okay,
This is what
Dr.
these
Pooja
people are doing.
Tripathi,
She said that
would you look at what is happening within the Congress and right, Pradeep Maur? Let me just go across to Dr. Pooja Tripathi. With what has happened within the Congress, has this first phase, run up to the first phase, been a huge challenge for the Congress in terms of, one, keeping the party together, in terms of keeping the alliances together, in terms of managing to get the seats that you want to, and to be able to retain its bastions? Is this, when you look at this vis-a-vis what the BJP is claiming, there's no plan for the future, whereas as the BJP claims and as the Prime Minister says, they've made already a 100-day plan for taking the country forward. In terms of optics and narratives, where do you see the two vis-a-vis each other?
In terms of optics
And last question to you before we wind up.
In terms of optics and narratives, Sneha, we formed a manifesto committee in December 2023. BJP formed 13 days back with 100 plus photos of Modi ji in different poses and absolutely no roadmap for the country. When we promise, cash doles out in hands of women, when we promise an urban rural guarantee program, when we promise a roadmap to revive the MSME, when we promise a revised GST, when we promise health benefits, when we promise institutionalizing the gig workers economy, nothing. There's nothing in the roadmap. When we promise MSP to the farmers, when we promise measures to bridge the gender gap in the labor force participation rate, that's the tactics I'm saying, and that's the optics that I'm saying. We are delivering a pro-people manifesto whose buzz is absolutely there. And we formed an alliance with formidable opposition partners with their formidable presence. It was not like NDA 38
All
parties.
right, Pradeep Mawar, last 30 seconds to you, Pradeep Mawar. Last 30 seconds.
I heard.
Or since I
she was
already
saying-
asked you the previous question, Gargi Nandi Roy, last 30 seconds to you. Do you want to? Yes, last 30 seconds to you, Gargi Nandi Roy.
Yes, I want to first, where is the alliance? Tell me. In Bengal, we are seeing that Mamata Banerjee is fighting on her own, and she is saying if Congress fights 300 seats, will not get even 40 seats. That she has said, not me. Bihar, where they started, Nitish Kumar is gone. They are fighting with AAP in Punjab. In Kerala, Annie Raja, she is fighting against Rahul Gandhi in Wayanad. Where is the alliance? Tell me, where is the alliance? Okay, and where does they do the survey? And when they talk about the economy and all, they were fragile five. And coming to the manifesto, they have said personal laws will be given preference. What do you mean? They want to give Sharia preference over constitution?
No, I can't allow you to make point because this almost is a 2:1 panel. Pooja, I'll allow you the last answer because you're there by yourself. Pooja, your last answer.
For Miss Gargi Nandini Roy, I'll send you the manifesto paper. We didn't say Sharia
personal
laws will be given.
What do you mean by personal laws? People will be freedom of personal laws. You want to give freedom?
Members who are claiming we need
allow her to speak.
3/4 majority to modify the constitution. Please get your facts right, and then I'll claim you're brighter than me or not. I'll send you the manifesto.
Please,
all right, okay.
I have read your manifesto.
To my panelists, thank you very much for joining us. Pradeep Mawar, Gargi Nandi Roy, Dr. Pooja Tripathi. I just hope our elections will be as fierce as this debate is, to the best of the democratic spirit of India. Thank you very much to all of our panelists for joining us. To what Congress is saying, it's a one-man army that's on the other side. To what the BJP is saying, an alliance that is practically non-existent, but nonetheless, it's the battle of battles. Time for a short break.